What is up, messengers? Welcome back to our Freedom of Peace podcast. For those of you who are just now tuning in, I want to reintroduce myself. My name is Jerome.
And I am Z.
And we're the head messengers of MastURpeace LLC. Most people would say CEOs, owners, whatever, president, whatever. We're just messengers. We're out here to spread our message and try to make the life energy around us better as we do it, as we do our thing. So we're back.
We are back. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to explain our logos. All right. We have five very powerful logos, at least for us. And it means a lot to us. All right. And we want to kind of explain where the inspiration for each one came from. All right. And there's going to be plenty more to come, but today we want to really hit on these.
We'll keep creating for sure.
Definitely keep creating. Like in the last episode, we spoke on MastURpeace a little bit and our logo and where it came from and, us going through the whole process of thinking it out. But we did not touch on the life champion. That is probably, when you first see the logo, probably the main thing that catches your eye. It's the UR, but it's a life champion attached to the U, right? So we're going to kind of touch on where that came from. All right. So, babe, how's that?
For me, I guess when we were getting the drafts for the logo and the guy came back with that one, it just spoke because the raising of the arms is the universal sign for victory, and that's kind of like what we're trying to push people toward, their own personal life victory with our message and things like that. So that, along with the fact that you cannot tell if it's a man or a woman, and a lot of people will ask, is it a man or is it a woman? It's like, it's a being, it's a life force, And the third piece to that is the fact that, you see one leg that's still up and signifies that life champion is still running. That means as long as you have life in you, like you're a life force, and that doesn't stop. Like it's a continuous thing. Even after you collect victories, like there'll be more victories to create and collect. So I think that part spoke out to me the most.
Yes. And again, like with us and these ideas that we have, we pretty much are always on the same page. So literally everything that he just said is exactly how I feel about the logo and whatnot. And it's just like, for me, just looking at it, it's just a super powerful image to me, right? And like he said, it's like continuously winning. You know what I mean? Inspiration. When you see these people at races, like in the Olympics, they're racing and stuff like that. When they cross the finish line, majority of them, if not all of them, in some form or fashion, they put their hands and arms up in a sign of victory, right? Prime example. Yeah. The champion, the being, is running, one leg up, sign of victory, right? Yeah. So that's kind of what we want to put out there. And it's a very like unique image to look at because it stands out. Like if you're looking at the logo from a distance, you know what I mean? You're like, what is that on the U? Like what? And then as you look closer, you're like, oh wow, like it's a person, And then you start digging more into it. So we just kind of want to explain what that meant and just how what it means to us.
I'll take it a step further.
Uh-oh. Yeah?
The life champion is a part of who you are.
There you go. Nice, babe. Yeah. Part of who you are.
I just thought about that one. I
Yeah.
was sitting there laughing as it came to me. They're probably going to see it on camera. It's just, light bulb went off. But yeah, the life champion is a part of who you are. So, that's what it signifies to me. That's how it speaks.
Me as well.
So, on to the next logo?
On to the next one. So, our next one is called Omaha, okay? Mm-hmm. And I have on the shirt now. It's on the back. But, again, we're going to pop it up on the screen so you guys can get an actual visual. I'm sorry. You guys on YouTube that are watching can get an actual visual. The guys, if you're listening to us in audio land, you'll be able to see it if you go to our IG pages or our Facebook pages. You'll be able to see all of these, right? But this is called Omaha, right? And we want to shout out Cody Lovelace because we asked when we first came out with the logo itself, we put like a little challenge out there, and we asked the people to come up with a name for the logo, right? And we got a lot of people sending us names. And the winner, of course, and it's funny because I'm wearing what you actually won, right? This is the very first garment that we created with the logo on it. And the winner got a free
variation.
Yeah.
It was a different colorway, but same
it was a different colorway, right? So in saying that, he came up with the name Omaha, and we really liked it because of the meaning behind it.
Right. When we Googled it, it turns out it's a Tibetan Buddhist mantra that's used to purify the mind, the speech, and the heart. So, I mean, fit right along with our message. That was like, boom, Cody.
Yeah.
Cody sent that one, and as soon as I read it and I went and did my research and looked it up, I was like, yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That was literally perfect, a perfect name for what it represents.
Right.
And as you can see, like the MastURpeace, mastermind, you know what I mean? The reflection. It's a reflection of each other. You can't have one without the other, right? The mastermind is, you master your peace, but you must also, in that sense, master your mind.
In order to create that balance.
That balance.
And that's what that straight line is. It's that straight path to you. When you balance those things out, then, it's a clear path to finding who you are. So, yeah, that's another one. I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like, I every time we revisit these, like, I go back into that space of creating them, and it's just, it gets you thinking. For me, it does. I don't want to speak for everybody, but that's why I enjoy doing this, because it always lines me up, per se. And then I get to do it with you, of course. So
of course, babe, we can do it with each other. Yeah, so that's what it symbolizes to us. Of course, everybody has their own perspective on that. But yeah, like, your mind is extremely, extremely important tool in this whole process of mastering your peace. Right. So in order to do that, you have to have some form of control or mastery over your mind as well. Or not even mastery. I don't want to say that, because people think that's something that you have to, like, take years and years to attain. You don't have to have the mastery of your mind, but you do have to, in a sense, have some type of control over it and the thoughts that you create and you put out there. And just things like that. So
controlling the now.
Yes.
That's it. Controlling the now and not having any feelings about it. It's just the fact that there's more life after now, but I'm going to make this now count. So that's where I go with it.
So he's a little bit more when it comes to like stuff like this.
You're more of the listener.
Yeah, I'm more of the. Believe it or not,
she's been getting podcasts for years in the car. So.
Yeah.
For years, just me sitting there just rambling about, where I am in my thoughts and in my spirit.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome that I have a woman that can do that. I'm aware that most guys, or a lot of guys, don't have that kind of balance where they can talk with their partner. But I take extreme pride in that, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So just like.
There I go lowering my voice every time I start talking about you.
And contrary to popular belief, Jerome is not shy. Okay, he does seem to lower. Okay, yeah, he is a little camera shy. But again, like we discussed in the last one, this is just all new to us. So enjoy the ride and enjoy the journey like we are. And hey, it is what it is. Y'all gonna get this. Y'all gonna get the real us. Mm-hmm. So mistakes, all of the errors, y'all gonna ride this journey with us and see us as we overcome all of this stuff, and maybe not even completely overcome it, you know what I mean?
This is us.
Yeah, this is us. This is the real us. So we want to kind of present it, and we understand what we're doing, putting us. We understand now what we're doing, and like putting all of this stuff out there for the whole public to see. But we really feel like with the message that we have, we need to share it. Mm-hmm. Because again, as always, I will always say this, it's not just about the clothing. All right. So the best way we can do this, especially with him and I in this together, like, it's just like this. Yeah. And just showing y'all the real us. So again, that was kind of going off somewhere else. Off script. You know what I mean?
Off the script that doesn't exist.
Right.
But anywho, on to the next logo.
All right.
One of my favorites. One of my favorites. I mean, of course, I hashtag it all the time. I may comment it on somebody's post or whatever, but
yeah,
it's the boom.
Boom, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boom logo. I came up with that one. I think. Where was I? I was in Afghanistan.
You was in Afghanistan
when I came up with that one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Matter of fact, I was sitting in the office with Eric Robinson, and I think Tyrell Grice, aka Sly, I think he might have been there too when I came up with that one. And we were just having a discussion about, how it's not about the money, per se, in this life walk. It's about having those blessings that present the opportunities, you know what I mean, for you to make the money. And that in turn is really just you creating a character that allows yourself to receive the blessings, so you get those opportunities to get to that money. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of where I went with it. And I think I might have been listening to something, or just, I don't know, I can't remember how the whole me starting on Boom came about, but it was just, blessings and opportunity over money. And I wrote it out, and acronym for me, it was just, acronym.
Were you saying boom before?
Yeah, I think I was. And then it just turned into an actual part of our message.
Yeah. Because if you know him, like if he comments on your stuff.
Yeah, I was saying boom before
boom.
I actually came up with the logo. And I think it just took me back to that in that conversation with the guys. So, and I mean, it stuck with me. Next thing you know, I got to creating. And of course, we got the logo up on the screen, or had it up on the screen, and you probably see a little bit of the inspiration from a brand that was creating t-shirts and a lot of apparel back in the early 90s, late 80s, for a lot of HBCUs and stuff. I forget their whole name. I mean, I'll put it up. We'll put it up on the screen. But that company, they put out a lot of cool clothes back in the day that my mom couldn't necessarily afford. So it's kind of like I wanted to recreate that for myself since we were doing this thing. So, and that's what happened. That inspiration turned into the Boom logo, which you've mainly seen or only have seen on hoodies, and it's about that time again.
Yeah. We actually only have it on hoodies right now, which is our bad, actually, because that's actually a really dope logo that we need to put on t-shirts. And as a matter of fact, babe, I was actually literally thinking about that this morning, about getting some t-shirts made, because it's still summertime. And
or something thin, or something lighter than a hoodie. But we're definitely doing the hoodies again in many colors, because those are our favorite. A lot of people got Boom hoodies last year. So and actually we still have a few available. We have orange, gray, and black. But anywho, there I go plugging us in. This is our show. So all right. On to the next logo.
On to the next one. All right. Next up, we have the Loud logo. Now, we wore, in episode 1, we wore the MastURpeace Loud logo designed tops, which was, I had a crop top on, he had a t-shirt. So, again, put the logo up on the screen. And Loud stands for love, obedience, and unwavering discipline. All right, and I thought that was a dope concept and acronym for it, right? And especially how the Loud logo turned out, where like the L, as you can see in the design, the entire L is made from the word love.
In different fonts.
And so on and so forth, the O, U, and the D, so on and so forth. Yeah. So that one.
And that well, I'll jump on to that later, but the initial was a conversation with myself again, and I was asking myself, what inside of me, in my spirit, is lucrative to the God that I believe in if it's not money? Once again, I always throw money to the side. I try not to identify with money and just identify with the journey of this life. But anywho, so I was asking myself that question, and I mean, those were the first 4 things that came to me: love, obedience, unwavering discipline. It's like if I can be those things, I could speak the loudest to the God that I believe in. It's a performance-based walk per se, and I took it from there. I ran it by her, And as soon as I said it, like I looked at her and she didn't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
I already knew she loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was dope. And then the whole concept of the actual logo itself and just all of that is just,
yeah,
I love it. And I remember the first tank top we put it on. It was like a Razorback, light blue color.
Yeah, and we did like a seafoam green t-shirt.
Yeah, along those lines.
Yeah.
And I wear it to the gym still to this day. It's not like it was that long ago though that we came out with this, so I'm saying that like it's been years. But yeah, so that's a very like bold logo. Like when you see somebody's shirt and it just has the word loud, and then we usually put it in really bright colors to catch your attention. Right? So, and it should, because it's loud. You got to live your life loud.
Yep.
Or live your life out loud.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was that one. And did you want to add anything else on that, babe? Or you good?
I mean, I can go all day about all of the logos, but no, we're good. We can move on to the next one.
All right. So the last logo that we have so far in the lineup is the I Am MastURpeace logo. So this one here, right now it's only on one shirt. It's a lady's boyfriend tee. I think something like that.
Like
lady's
half
boyfriend
crop.
half crop tee.
Yeah, we'll post a picture of it.
Yeah. And this logo is I thought about this one for a long time because I could see it, but I couldn't see it, if that makes sense. Right?
You revisited it about maybe 3 or 4 times. You brought it up to me, and it was there. But I mean, I know you like how to let you process things out. So I knew it wasn't a full thought. It was still like a fresh idea the first few times you brought it to me. So
yeah, that's true. And I really I was just going back and forth because the idea wasn't complete. I didn't know. I wanted I Am MastURpeace, but I could not figure out how I wanted it. And then I was thinking about having the MastURpeace, having the I Am in really big letters, right? Because I Am are 2 of the most powerful words in the English dictionary or in general. And then MastURpeace behind it, like almost like you're looking through a window, right? But the word MastURpeace would be that window. The shape of the word MastURpeace, I guess if I can describe it, would be the window that you're looking through.
Right.
So you're looking through, I am a masterpiece. I'm looking through the window, of my soul.
And envisioning yourself being.
Yes. And of the masterpiece that I truly am. So that's kind of where that one came from. And I remember just really, I feel like I love that logo. And it's more of while all our other logos are more so, this one is more like a stamp for me. You know what I mean? Like I could put it in, in stamps, like in a stamp type, how can I say this?
Configuration.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it could be small, like stamp, it's just something different. I wanted something a little bit different, you know what I mean? So that one for me, it was my first official logo doing it completely by myself with just his support.
Hands on.
Yeah. So I really want to kind of, because usually like I said with this, he just gets inspiration after inspiration, ideas come to him, and me, I'm more like, okay, cool, I'm the one in the background, writing the stuff down, doing all the logistics, behind the man, and you know what I mean, putting all the stuff together. So this time I wanted to take, with his encouragement, of course, I need to take more of a stance of, okay, you need to actually, for you need to produce something that's all you, right? And I was like, that's true, because the brand is both of ours, and it's not one, the brand doesn't belong to me more than him or him more than me, And I don't know, people might think that only because of our friends list. I know his friends list might see him post more about it, and in my friends list might see me post more about it, but we're equally in this. We're teammates, and we're equally in this, right? I post, he posts. He's just super creative with his stuff and words and stuff like that.
I often get told not to waste those thoughts, so I'm
that's true.
and I only stop myself half the time. Facebook, social media only gets half. No, I don't even want to say half. maybe a third of the ideas and thoughts that I get. So
yeah, we've started like this little segment on our YouTube channel called Mirror Talk, and it's really clips that are under 1 minute. That's a quick source or a quick injection of motivation for today. Like, it's literally him, and as soon as a thought hits, like, he immediately starts recording himself, and he immediately like just give like a dose of inspiration or a dose of motivation for today. Under 1 minute. If y'all want to check it out, our playlist is called Mirror Talk on YouTube. And check that out. You'll really like it. And yeah, I think,
it took a lot of training to be able to, have to pull my phone out and record myself when this stuff is happening. Like, that was the hardest for me, and that took. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still working on it. Yes. I'm still working on it because it doesn't seem natural, but then I remind myself that it's needed.
Yes.
And I don't want to, I've had my butt kicked so many times from wasting my gift or not using my gift. So
yes,
I just want to stand on it.
Yes, please do, because the world needs to hear what he's saying. So yeah, I completely agree with that. And so we just decided like the best way we can really put it out there. Sometimes on Facebook it can kind of get lost. You know what I mean? So the best way to just keep like a catalog of the stuff is to use YouTube for what it's supposed to be used for,
right.
Like we're doing now with the podcast. Right. So we're just trying to leverage all of our our resources and these like free platforms that can be used, right? This is completely free. YouTube is free, Facebook is free, Instagram is free. You know what I mean?
It's no platform. It's an engine.
Okay, an engine, as he puts it. See? You see what I'm talking about with the word game, right?
We don't.
But to use these engines that we have, that we're given for free, and put the message out there. You know what I mean? Instead of scrolling, like this guy he let me listen to, and the guy was completely correct. Instead of scrolling and like looking at other people's lives all day and spending hours and hours looking at other people, why not do the same? You know what I mean? And instead of just looking at other people all day, wasting your life looking at other people's lives, and then you know what happens with that. You start comparing, blah, 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 and all this. You know what I mean? Like, use it and, at least put out a wonderful message that you have to have, that you have inside of you. Put out that message that you've been holding for so long, and using those engines to put it out there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
To touch on that though, we don't want you to feel like you're wasting your time or your life watching us. More so, we're using this time to, like, at the end of it, you're not going to even be thinking about the time you spent watching us. You're too focused on going forward. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, or that's what we're trying to do in this space. Create something that makes you want to go forward, so you don't have to look at the past. Because to look at the past, then you start trying to make comparisons to a life that you've never had or now that you've never had, and that can cause conflict in your performance. And we don't want that. So
no, not at all.
We don't want to inspire that. We want to inspire more growth, and that's why we're here.
Exactly.
That's why we're here.
So, But I don't know. Anything else you want to add?
No, there's definitely going to be more logos coming down.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah. Do we need to touch on the freedom of peace since we're speaking of? Yeah. Okay. So I guess technically there's 6 logos, but this one. Okay. Babe, you wanna start? Okay, our Freedom of Peace, for those of you just listening and don't have any visuals, our Freedom of Peace logo is the logo for our podcast only. It's legit only a podcast logo. Right. Okay. So we came up with it, and babe, you wanna kind of
the Freedom of Peace touches on the fact that a lot of people will protect their freedoms, right? But it's like, what freedoms do most people try to protect? And they'll protect freedom of speech, and a lot of other things that they can't identify with once it's given, So protecting your peace is something I'm big on, because a lot of people will leave their house, give their peace to the outside world, and come back to their house a worse person than they left because they didn't protect their peace while they were out there. So, we want everybody to have that freedom of peace to where they always feel like they're being themselves and they're conducting themselves in a fashion that's pushing humanity forward, pushing the life force forward. So
yes.
creating that space for yourself also gives you a better perspective on who you want to become for the people that matter, in my opinion. So why not put that message out there is where we came from. So freedom of peace it is.
Yeah.
And then once again, Jules helped us with the logo. And if you can see inside of the peace symbol, there's a black circle, right? I mean, it's subtle. Most people overlook it, but it does have meaning. You want to touch on that?
And the black circle means more of like a transformation into something new. And honestly, okay, so when we started with the logo, I wanted the logo to reflect something, universal, but something like infinite, right? And the first thing that came to me was the universe, right? It's infinite.
Universal.
Boom. But
good one.
But
good.
But so again, I felt like the galaxy or the universe, right, within the symbol is another very powerful depiction to see, right, when you look at it, because it's never ending. Like nobody knows how big it is. It's never ending. It never will end, right? So that happened. And when she so the black line, I forget how it appeared, but it was always there, right? And there was always something about the black line, like I never, like, it was there, and I had been meaning to like say, hey, let's remove it, because I didn't see the purpose of it, you know what I mean? But it never could come out, in a sense of, I thought about it for a second, but then completely slipped my mind, right? And then I would see the revision of the logo, and it was still there, and I would think about it for a second, and literally it would completely slip my mind to tell her, hey, change it like this, do it like this, or whatnot. And then when the finished logo was done, I was just like, oh, the black circle is still there. And I actually Googled it to see, because, God works in mysterious ways. And that's exactly what the black circle means. And it's so symbolic, and it was just like so, like it was supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Like nothing happens for an accident. So it was supposed to remain within the logo, right? So
even more profound, how you tried to, like, you were kind of resisting the new, the new transfer. You were kind of resisting, like, I don't want that black line. I don't. But that open door or whatever is presented, that creates that new opportunity for people. Like you were trying to fight it, but then it stayed. Like no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
It was. It's
infinite. Profound.
But
that's cool, babe.
That's
cool. And then when you came and told me, it's like, oh, I know what the black circle means.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And I was like,
because we were in the car, and I remembered it.
It's like, so gotta keep it now. But yeah, that's a new beginning, and that's what this is for us. This podcast, us putting ourselves out there to the world, us spreading this message. I mean, it's a new journey that we're now welcoming, and we're putting the whole universe inside of it too.
Yeah.
So because we've existed outside of that black circle, but now we're gonna fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
So
well, thank you guys for listening again. Thank you for joining us as always. We appreciate the support. Check out our website, MastURpeace.com, and share, like, comment, subscribe.
If you know somebody needs this or likes this type of stuff, I mean, share it. Doesn't take that much energy. I do more sharing than I do like actual advertising and posting other people's stuff. If I know somebody who vibes with your stuff, I'm directly connecting them to it. That's just how I work. So
yep, I agree. So like, comment, subscribe. Pass this on. And again, the biggest thing you can do to support us, if you're not gonna purchase, garments or whatnot, you just watch our videos, share it, and pass the word on. All right. So
till next time.
Together
we win.
Together we win, people.
Always.